What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about Drop in this video here today. This will be a spoiler preview for Drop, which is coming out this Friday, April 11th. And if you're lucky enough, this is uploaded on Wednesday, but if you're lucky enough, check your local AMC listings for today. There are advanced screenings for this film happening across the nation today. But Drop is directed by Christopher Landon, and it is written by Jillian Jacobs and Christopher Roach. It stars Megan Fahey, Brandon Sklenar, Violet Bean, Jacob Robinson, and several others. So Violet, who we're following in this story, she's a widowed mother on her first date in years, arrives at an upscale restaurant where she's relieved that her date Henry is more charming and handsome than she expected. But their chemistry begins to curdle as Violet begins being irritated and then terrorized by a series of anonymous drops to her phone. I am happy to say that Christopher Landon has done it yet again. Drop is a highly effective thriller that sure, yes, has a bit of a rushed third act. I'll admit that, but from start to finish, we are on edge, even if the reveal can be a bit predictable to some. I'm certain there are plenty of you out there who will find the reveal to be predictable. You'll look back on the journey of it all like me and say that was a hell of a good time. It's a very highly effective thriller. I would say the trailers don't do this film justice, but that's just me. The only dissipating thought that I have at the moment is it's a shame that Landon had to leave Scream 7 because he directed the hell out of this film. I see Drop going down as one of the best thrillers of this decade thanks to how well crafted it is. Landon effortlessly teleports us into the mind of this abuse survivor, and it doesn't let up until the end credits roll. And yes, I have to agree, this is like Red Eye for modern audiences, but it was a good time. Now, Megan Fahey stars as our lead, Violet, a widow trying to put herself back out there while taking care of her son. Her night out with Brandon Sklenar's Henry turns into a twisted game of cat and mouse that puts the lives of her loved ones in jeopardy. Jacobs and Roach's screenplay doesn't necessarily spend a significant amount of time building up Violet as a protagonist, but the brief setup at the start was enough to get me invested in Violet's efforts to get back in the dating scene while trying to heal from her past traumas. Pairing that setup with constant tense situations that require her attention, and you have an obvious but well-executed nod to how people will fake it to get by in life. Thus, making Violet an even more relatable protagonist, because I'm sure so many of us know how that feels, to keep faking it until you make it. You're putting your best smile on, while on the inside, everything is not as it seems to be by the smile you're wearing on your face. Kudos to the writers for crafting a character who gets to make countless smart decisions as well, which is always great to see in this genre when it's known for characters lacking a brain cell or two. Her date Henry is your standard charming, charismatic, but you'll probably never meet him sort of guy. Very likable pair of people for what becomes a rather unfortunate night out. Now, the whodunit element does work well enough, but there aren't enough red herrings, I would say. Drop manages to make up for this by keeping you guessing at every turn with the supply of red herrings it decides to give us, even though again that's in short supply. It's just for some viewers, me included in this, the element of surprise is going to be ruined when you notice multiple suspects just slowly being eliminated until the obvious is too obvious. There's a formula to it as the film progresses, and you'll notice this formula. They're just knocking people off of the suspect list until there's only one left, and it's like, you could have done that a bit differently. In between this never-ending roller coaster of suspense, Drop throws some well-paced comedic spots at us, mostly from this gentleman who works at the restaurant who kept me laughing no matter what it was. The line delivery was impeccable with this guy. You'll see what I mean when you watch. Drop doesn't just push us into the suspense. We're edged like crazy by the initial airdrops, and then it's heart racing moment after heart racing moment after heart racing moment, all while being sold a wonderful reminder that our trauma doesn't have to define us. And I know someone is out there rolling their eyes at that last line, but trust me, Drop doesn't exploit its serious subject matter, which is abuse, nor does it dwell on it in every other scene to the point where you feel like you were being preached to. It's a genuine story that many can relate to. It's a very human story about the human experience. That's all I will say about the commentary of abuse and how it is woven into the narrative. Now, Megan Fahey is simply wonderful in this role. The shift between loving mother, survivor, and emotional mess is conveyed so well. I bought into every emotion she sold, and Sklenar's pretty good too, but Fahey is still in the spotlight here. There's no denying that. Landon's direction kept me immersed in the restaurant setting. He makes great use of this mostly one location narrative. The tracking shots and other camera tricks made me feel like I was on the date with them. The camera focusing on certain objects, cutting back and forth between what Violet is focusing on to convey how overwhelmed and distracted she is feeling. It was all brilliant, and I believe this is the same composer responsible for the music in Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. I can't think of his name at the moment, but Drop's score adds to the intensity and acts as a nice cherry on top of this very wild first date. So in terms of the pacing, like I stated at the start of this, the third act, it kind of comes and goes. It's very thrilling. It goes from 0 to 100 real fast, but then it just kind of blows over. And of course, given that this is produced by Michael Bay, you do have some Michael Bay-like shenanigans in said third act, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, because it's very clearly something in line with Michael Bay productions. So I would honestly give Drop a 7.5 out of 10, if I'm being honest. There's some things I know I'm not going to like upon a rewatch. It's just my first viewing, and coming out of it, I would have to admit it is a very well-crafted thriller that makes great use of its mostly single-location narrative. Phenomenal performances, great job building up the whodunit element, even though, like I mentioned, the suspect list, red herrings, they're in short supply, and the way they kind of go down the line is a bit like, okay, well, there's only one person left, and sure enough, it ends up being that person, and it's just like, you probably should have tweaked how you were going about getting to the reveal and not done it the way you did it. But it is what it is. You guys let me know what you think about Drop down in the comment section below when you watch it. Are you a fan of Megan Fahey? I've been told to check out The White Lotus. I still have not watched that show. I will probably watch it now just to see her, because I thought she was that good in this film. But I again think that this is going to end up being one of the best thrillers of the decade, and I think it'll be heralded as such over time as the years go by. And like I stated at the top, yes, this is just red eye for modern audiences, but like I always state, execution is everything, and what Christopher Landon has put together here is a very tight thriller that is well crafted and doesn't let up the moment that suspense really kicks in, all the way until the credits roll, with so many wonderful performances featured throughout that really keep you immersed in the narrative. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can never miss a video. In the description, I'll have links to all my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there, of course. Let me know if there's any movies, news, or reviews you would like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.